Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Ocarina of Time Randomizer. So, today we're going to continue where we left off from the previous part, which the last thing we did was we went to the Lost Woods as Shadow Link and explored there, got ourselves a song, specifically the Prelude Lights. Now we can warp back to the Temple of Time at any point. But let's go ahead and continue here, which our save is at the Bazaar back in Market Town, so don't need to do anything here. Let's go ahead and leave. And we can't do anything at night, so let's immediately make it daytime. Perfect. Let's get out of here. Actually, while we're here, I should probably swap my mask because I'm using the bunny hood right now in a glitched state, as I use the equip swap, a glitch, to put an item over a different slot that I'm not supposed to. So I'm gonna get the real bunny hood, and that way I can use it on the D-pad going forward. So I don't even need this thing equipped anymore as a proper C button. I'll leave it for now because I don't have that many C button items, so it doesn't really hurt. But while we're here, wait for the sculpture, and I'm gonna grab this really quick because I need 10 tokens to get ourselves the slingshot. That is one of the things we know from a hint, so I'm gonna want to at least work my way to it. Any rupees this time? I feel gypped. I just wanted money. I can't get money. I'm gonna buy 2 more sticks while I'm here just to be safe. We don't know where the sword is at this point, so I'm gonna want to keep a reserve of Deku sticks. I am allowing myself to use glitches if you watched the previous part. And if you haven't, I recommend go watching the previous part of this Ocarina of Time Randomizer Let's Play. Because if you haven't seen what a randomizer is before, it's probably good to go watch the previous part, as I do explain a lot of how this kind of game works. And some backstory specifically, too, for my history of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Because at this point, we got some other things to go check, but I'm gonna grab me some rupees before we go do that. So, this was one of the first randomizers I really sunk a lot of time into. It wasn't the first one I ever played. In fact, the first randomizer of a game I've ever played before was a Metroid Prime randomizer. And that shuffled around a whole bunch of stuff, which made it a pretty difficult experience, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the greatest game to first start off on a randomizer based on the settings I had, but I still enjoyed it. And this is honestly the one I play the most, because it's the game I know the best, which helps a lot. And it's also a game I just feel like there's so much to do, and a lot of the items you get are very rewarding to get. So I feel like pretty much anything I do in the game, I feel like it's a really good thing to do half the time. It just feels like it's worth going to said object, or doing a quest like collecting a bunch of cuckoos here. Telling this guy I might marry his daughter one day and give me nuts. Don't like that implication. I'm just gonna leave without questioning it. So this is a game I played a lot. I know Ocarina of Time really well at this point. And it's a randomizer I feel like a lot of the time you're well rewarded for whatever you're doing. So it's a randomizer I feel that no matter what you do, you're always getting rewarded for what you're doing. And it's a lot of fun because of it. It's always a randomizer I recommend people play. Speaking of playing, we got ourselves Saria's song. Not that useful of a song in the game, in all honesty. It really doesn't do too much for you, but it is a good song to have early on like this, because I can get myself a couple checks with Saria's song right now. And if you haven't played a lot of randomizers, you may not have heard the word checks before in randomizer terminology. When someone says, I'm going to now have a bunch of checks, that means they have things they can go and do with that said item. So I have some things I can do with Saria's song, 2 in particular. That is a rupee, I don't care. We don't need $5, it's not worth my time. So, the checks in particular I can do with Saria's song, I can go back to the Lost Woods and play the song for Skull Kid, which can give me a piece of heart normally, and then I can play the song for Darunia in Goron City, which would normally get me the Goron bracelet, the strength upgrade. But unfortunately, I can't do the second one because you need Zella's Lullaby to get into Darunia's room, which we do not have. So that one's useless. We can't really do anything with that check, so I might as well do the Lost Woods one. And it's really good I do this because while I'm there, I'm going to do a couple things. So for starters, before we go to Lost Woods, we're going to head over to the Deku Tree and complete our first dungeon. This is going to be very important because we'll get one of our first rewards. Even though it doesn't matter, we don't need to do any of the child dungeons. It's going to take less time to complete the dungeon than to leave it. So I feel like it's probably just going to be justified to do everything in Deku Tree. Might as well at this point, right? So let's just go straight to our first dungeon of the game. And hey, who knows? We might find some useful stuff in that dungeon. It's possible. We have things in general that could be anywhere in Ocarina of Time. But we don't know what's good to do or what's a bad idea. We gotta just pretty much do whatever we feel like, because it could be good or it can be bad. That is the nature of a randomizer. It's really good to just check pretty much everything you can think of. So, at this point, I'm gonna ignore these guys, I don't really care. I can't really kill them anyway, so might as well leave. Well, that's technically a lie. I can kill those Deku Babas right now with a Deku Stick. Use a power crouch stab, which is just a value that when you don't swing the sword, it's like a very basic value. It's the same as swinging your sword normally. So for a Deku Stick, that's perfect because it'll count as a sword, and that can help me. But I don't care right now. I'm just gonna get a move on. Hey, magic! I said this area could be useful, and sure enough, magic. Hit me with your Deku Nut. Thank you. And now we'll go to the next room, see what the slingshot room leads to. And for those of you who don't know this, because a first-time player may not, there are actually 2 chests in this room. I don't know why, because it's pretty pointless. I believe the other chest in here is normally like a 5 rupee chest, so it's not really that helpful. But for a randomizer, it could be anything. And it's a good thing. Bomb shoe bag. Let's go. We got explosives already. So I'm using a simplified version of this tracker layout. So it only is going to show really important items you would need in Ocarina of Time. So things like a normal bomb bag, for example. But bomb shoes, that is huge because bomb shoes function pretty much the exact same as bombs. So in our case, getting that early means we have explosives. But we only have 10, so we got to be careful with them. Now, in this version of the randomizer, the 8.0 version, now the game's logic is set to actually have bomb shoes be in the wild, so now they can just drop out of bushes or pots and such. So any place you can get a bomb drop normally, you can get a bomb shoe drop now as well, so we shouldn't have to worry about running out of explosives for a while, and that's good to know because we might have to burn some of these in certain areas. So, gotta be careful, but we can be a little bit frugal in certain areas if we needed to. So we got 2 chests in here to check, and also a Skulltula to grab. By the time we're done here in this dungeon, we won't need to get any more Skulltulas, as we'll have more than enough just to get all of the things in general from the Skulltula house. All of 1, which is our slingshot. You may not even need the slingshot for things, but it is going to help to have a projectile as a child. So it's good to get this other skull now, 1 step closer to having a projectile. And we only need 1 more to actually have 10. So we'll just grab 1 more skull on the way out. And hey, a bottle! Let's go! Fish is not really helpful, but the bottle is. Well, thank you for the bottle. I actually just sell that fish right away just to get rid of it. So light this torch to get out of here, put away the stick, don't really need it. And I'm going to use a Deku Nut here. Stun that Skulltula above me, just don't even bother. Fall down here, maybe get you on the way down. Perfect shot, let's go. Let's get that Skulltula token, and that'll make 10. So now I need to update the total. We're going to stick with 10 because 20 and up don't have anything helpful. So 10 skulls is all we really are going to need for this seed. So that's perfect. So let's light this torch here. And now with this torch lit, we can get this chest. And inside here, what do we get? 20 bucks. So really our biggest thing here were bomb shoes and immediately the first item, magic. So that's really great that we got both of those right away. Here I am doing the basement 1 skip. Essentially lining myself up in a very specific way here with a very specific setup. I could just jump straight to the top of this ledge and skip the entire portion of this dungeon, which we kind of need to do because we don't have slingshot, but it doesn't really matter. Again, we don't have to beat this dungeon because the reward for this dungeon, nothing really helpful. We don't actually need to beat the boss here. We can just immediately leave, but I'm going to want to see what the boss reward is. So line this up just right. Do a roll, another roll, If you do this just right, you can jump off the ledge. I'm actually gonna take the bunny hood off in case that is messing things up. I haven't really played much of Ocarina of Time with the bunny hood specifically, with its new like buff speed. So there are certain things about that that might throw me off. Who knows? And maybe I'm just making things up for it at this point. Maybe it does nothing when you do Z targeting. Who knows? Okay, seriously? I'm not that bad at this, I swear. I've played this game before, I think. There you go. It was probably just barely off every time on the angle. Sometimes it happens. I really wish it didn't happen on an actual recording because it's a little embarrassing, but it's fine. Recording curse, I'm just gonna say that, you know, the typical thing when you record or you stream a game and you make a bunch of mistakes you don't normally make because reasons. We'll just go with that. Alright, so at this point we're at the basement, so we'll just finish up Deku Tree and get this area fully cleared out. Get the nuts back. 23 is #1, everyone's favorite combo in Nintendo games. And at this point, talk to you and immediately now go into Goma's lair. So normally you're not able to fight Goma unless you have the slingshot, but Deku Nuts also stun Goma, which is perfect for our sake. So we're going to do a very specific setup here, which will allow us to keep a broken Deku stick. And using this stick, now we can just wail on Goma, which is perfect. So let's wait for the boss to jump down, and now let's defeat this queen spider bug thing. Okay, I kind of screwed up the timing a little bit on that. That's fine. I might have attacked a little too early, but we'll just have to play a little bit longer on the fight. It's not a big deal. Just kind of waiting around at this point, doing literally nothing to the bushes because sticks can't break bushes. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. When you jump with the stick, it counts as a Master Sword attack, for whatever reason. It shares the same damage value. So, that's why this fight is going to be very quick with Goma, because we can just attack her with a couple different jump slashes, and using Power Crouch Stab, we can just store that jump slash into a Crouch Stab attack for whatever reason. This made no sense, really thinking about it, and I'm thinking this is just a value coding bug, which they do fix for the next game, Majora's Mask. But that's Goma. Get out of here, Goma. Got ourselves a stick. Oh, how convenient. I used one to get here. And it's the upgrade, too, specifically. So, hey, more sticks. It was worth it. I guess. Hey, we use a lot of sticks. I'll say it's worth it. So there you go. Deku Tree done. Get ourselves the Kokiri Emerald. That is literally vanilla. That is what you get in the base game, so neat. And now with that, we're good to go at this point to check some other stuff. So while we're here, let's go ahead and I'm going to pop into this building real quick. Actually, wait, what am I doing? No, I don't need to do this. I was going to do something smart because I can get a Sculpture with that. But it's like, wait, no, dude, you're at 20 or 10. Look at the stick number. You're at 10. You don't need any more. Stop. I'll still do the thing I was thinking about just for a quick warp, but it's going to be useless in other ways now, because I was going to do it to get a skull. I'm too fast with the boulder. That's a feeling I didn't expect. Alright, what's the Kokiri sword check lead to? Blue fire arrows! Hey, that's neat. So, the randomizer now has a new functionality to it that was added, I believe, a couple months ago. So, blue fire arrows... These are very different function compared to standard ice arrows in Ocarina of Time, because ice arrows are useless in Ocarina. They're really not needed for anything at all. But in the randomizer, they coded the ice arrows now work like blue fire, so it can work against the red ice in this game, melting it, which is pretty helpful. So now if we get bow and go to Ice Cavern, then we can actually use those to melt ice, saving us a whole bunch of time grabbing things in bottles. I mean, we don't have to worry about blue fire at all now. It's great. But the Sorry Song check here leads to Kokiri Sword. Well, so much for that stick upgrade. That immediately just kind of outclassed that. Oops. I mean, I'll take it. It's fine. I'm not going to complain. But that's that. And at this point, well, we got a couple different things we can do because of bomb shoes. So I'm actually gonna grab me bomb shoes here, but I only have 5. I gotta be really careful about this. 5 bomb shoes is not many. So we're gonna save before we use any, and we're gonna immediately check this grotto. And also, do we have a sword on my tracker? Yes, we do. Through the Valley Foolish, we do know about that, so don't worry about that area. It's just a waste of time. And huge rupee. Speaking of waste, that only gave me a few bucks, so oops. So I could check Goron City now, but I'm gonna opt not to, because I can just use Serenade to warp back there. Yeah, while I'm here, we already did stuff with the Sacred Forest Meadow, but I'm gonna go back anyways, because I do have some other stuff now with bomb shoes to check. So here, I'm gonna check the Deku Nut upgrade from the one Deku Salesman, and see exactly what we can get from him. Since we just got money, might as well. Hey, perfect. I needed some more bomb shoes. I'll take more bomb shoes. So now with these shoes, like sure we're actually lined up the right way, because I always get turned around from that hole. Go this direction. This is north. From here, backflip to immediately explode the bomb shoe. And here we can check this grotto, which is a very trippy grotto. Not many players actually know about this from their first time playing the game. It's completely useless. It only really leads to rupees, so you don't actually need to come down here. Kind of a shame with how cool of an area it is. I wish I had more functionality. Grab the useless stick. I have 20, but I wanted the stick. And now with this, let's see what the chest gives us. Piece of heart, I mean, sure. Could go for literally anything else right now, but we'll take it. So, we're done here. Nothing else I really want to do in the Lost Woods area. I think at this point, we've pretty much cleared the whole area out. All that's really left here are Skulltulas and some junk items, so we're good to go at this point. Leave the area. And one of the things we're going to do is with our silver scale we got in the last video, we're going to dive straight down here into the warp that go to Zora's River. So we can check some stuff here right away, which is pretty helpful. We can see here on the ledge, that is a purple rupee, normally a piece of heart, so we're going to ignore that. We don't need rupees, and we can't even get it right now, even if we wanted to. We have to come all the way back with a cucko, so it's a little far out of the way. And jump down into this water, just kind of take a little bit of a shortcut down. Alright, now that we're here, let's be safe on this one. I'm actually going to open the path just right away, just to be careful. And let's get ourselves 2 magic beans, just in case we need them. This guy's not randomized, so we can get magic beans. And in fact, actually, no, I want the Fora's Wind check, so I'm going to give it one more real quick. I'm getting 2 in case we need it for Death Mountain Crater and Spirit Temple. I don't know what the items are in those areas. We might need some beans, and we have the money at this point. It doesn't really matter. Might as well spend it. But I'm going to have to take this cucko all the way back where he came from originally. I got to get over into Zora's domain, but without Zella's lullaby, I can't get in there. So I'm going to use this cucko to get in. Also, nice $5. Gonna ignore that, because I don't need it. I like how the cucko sound is just... whatever this is. Nice sound. There's a grotto over here. I might as well check it. There is a cucko up here, so I'm not worried about this. So, quick little detour. I love the random sound effects in this. And this version of the randomizer, specifically 8.0, they added even more random sound effects now for items. So, you may have heard every time I let my bomb shoes go, that's a random sound now, which is pretty neat. Alright, so Death Mountain Crater is on the path of Twin Rova. So when they say on the path, that means there's an item there they could probably use to get to this said boss or area in general. So in this case, this has Mirror Shield. I know this is Mirror Shield because what else can path to Twin Rova be, right? Twin Rova, to fight her, you need to have that item specifically. And hey, fire arrows, let's go. That's actually a useful item. That is one of the things you kind of need. This year's useless, but I'm going to just demonstrate. This is a fairy fountain. If you need fairies, get here. This is good to know if you're randomizing grottos, which I am not, so I don't need that. Not going to grab that cuck right now because I want to check this hint. Fairy outside Hyrule Castle is a piece of heart, so thankfully I don't need this. I'm just going to type that is a dead item. In my notes, if I type the word dead next to a specific task or an area, that means I just don't bother because that area doesn't have anything of value. So in this case, I don't need to worry about that fairy, and that's good because I don't have Zealous Lullaby yet. I don't know where it is. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get. I just know it's a song check, and that is the bare minimum. Not really that helpful. There's a Gossip Stone down here, and I probably should have checked it before when I was here earlier, because I don't want to go down below now with a Cucco. So I'm just going to ignore it. I like the theme here. It's nice. I don't know what any of these songs are, by the way. Some of them I might remember from memory, but I do have a cosmetic spoiler log I can always check later. Which I always like making logs for randomizers. You should. So, Dodongo's Cavern, Pathomorpha. Okay. That means that... Oh, that's a hookshot in there. Thank God. If I'm thinking this correctly, then I want to go to Dodongo's Cavern very soon. And I'm going to do that specifically as an adult. Dodongo Cavern as a child. It's not hard. Oh, I don't have 20 rupees. I just realized that. You know what? While I'm here, this is faster. I'm losing my train of thought here because I got really thrown off with the money issue. The thing is with Dodongo's Cavern is you can go through it as a child. It's not hard. But the thing is, as an adult with the extra height, you can skip a lot of that said dungeon. That helps a lot. It really does. So, in this case, I'm going to want to go there as Adult Link. It just skips like a whole section of the dungeon. I don't even have to worry about it. It's great. Plus, as Adult Link, I have the Master Sword, so I can do more damage to stuff, and that's convenient as well. So, we'll want to take care of that here in a little bit. But for now, diving game. This could lead to anything, including a scale, which we already have. But it gave us a golden scale. What is the song for this? Either there's no song or it's extremely quiet. Oh, it's extremely quiet. I hear it now. This sounds like the castle theme from Breath of the Wild. It's just extremely quiet. Sure. I mean, sometimes I think audio balancing for some of these custom songs could be better, if I'm being 100% honest. This definitely sounds like one of those they could have jacked up a couple decibels. Unfortunately, it's a little too soft. So, let's go ahead and get our said reward from this and see what the silver scale check is normally. $5. All right, that was a waste of my time. Thank you. All I did was get some extra money out of that. Not great. Let's just take this lit Deku stick down here and light some torches. So, our next thing here is to check the piece of heart that's in this area. As I said, piece of heart. Well, it could be anything. That's usually the motto here for these randomizers. It could be anything. So we'll just do this really quick. And while we're here, we might as well go through Jabu Jabu even just a little bit. Because we can at least just pop in. But that is one problem with this whole idea. Because we need the boomerang, we couldn't complete the dungeon. So if we pop in, we're only doing a handful of things and then leaving. So that's one idea, but I think actually because of that alone, I'm going to save Dodongo, or Jabu Jabu for later. I want to do Dodongo here pretty soon. So let's go over to Lake Hylia. There's a couple things we can do here anyways. Is that a bottle? Oh, that's convenient. That's French vanilla. This is normally a bottle with Rudo's letter in it, so close enough. It's milk, so second bottle and it's milk. We'll take it. So, while we're here, might as well get a Scarecrow song. We don't know if we're going to need it or not later. It just helps to have it. So, we'll get it now. Do another one of these later on. I gotta get closer. Are you serious? There you go. So, if we ever need Scarecrow song for something, now we have it. We'll just have to come back here as adult to register that said Scarecrow song for Adult Link. And then we can summon Pierre anywhere that he spawns. Really? That's only going to be for, like, one area? And that's specifically in Fire Temple, so we may not even need Pierre, but it doesn't hurt to get the said Scarecrow song now. So, it's done. While we're here, though, let's do some fishing. And I'm making it daytime, specifically, because I want it to be early morning. So I'm playing these sun songs right now just to change time of day to early morning. The moment I hear the rooster, which is just a cow in this one, don't ask. Now I can do some fishing, and it's gonna be much easier. So 6-pound fish, that's really nothing. You can kind of get a lot of fish in the area. I'm always gonna go for the big sucker here on the log. He is definitely the fish I want to get. It's just simple and easy. So let's just get that fish. And please give me some good fish luck. Does he even see me? Oh, I might be on a weird angle because I did kind of come in here slightly sideways. Well, that didn't help. Come on, buddy. There you go. And he's right next to me, so that's a perfect grab. So now 8-pound fish. Thank you. Easy. So now with this, we'll see what our fishing reward gives us. So I'm really hoping for something helpful here. Need something helpful. Goron tunic, that can help. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to steal your fishing rod. How dare I? I can't use this for anything anyways, it's useless. So at this point now, since we have Goron tunic, any fire area is in logic for adult length, so that means we can go around now and do some stuff in Death Mountain Crater without immediately dying. So that's nice. Unfortunately, we can't get over to where the Bolero of Fire song is, so we can't check that song location just yet. We need a hook shot or hover boots, so I can't really go over there and really make any progression. And we do know Bolero of Fire is locked behind the Ocarina of Time. So if we want that warp song, we're going to need to beat 2 more child dungeons because our other 2 spiritual stones are locked behind child dungeons. So we may be getting them all at this rate because I'm going to be beating Dodongo's Cavern while I'm there, kind of for the same reasons as when we beat the Deku Tree. So we'll just get another thing. And man, every time I use bombs, I get a free refill, man. This is convenient. So we know that Gerudo Valley is foolish, so we're just gonna go and check some stuff around here as child. And once I do all the Hyrule Field stuff that I want to do, then we're gonna be going over to Kakariko Village, preparing some stuff for adult, and grabbing the slingshot on the way out. Nice $5. So there's one more grotto here that we want to check as child, because we're right here, might as well. So there's a rock over in the southernmost portion, right here in all these trees. We'll just explode that real quick for bomb shoes, and then we'll see what's in the set grotto. And from here, we'll go back over to our Kakariko graveyard area. Plant a bean there so we get Four's Wind, as we do know that is there. And also, we're going to be doing a check with the song, the Sun Song. So, Rolling Boulder and Water Temple is arrows, so that's pretty useless. I'm going to just write that down for later, because this is an area you need a key to get to, so I don't have to do this. So I'm going to just write that as useless. And now here, $50. Not bad. Let's leave. I think I need to make this nighttime, and it's easier to do this outside of Grotto, so play the Sun Song here, and then we can go back over to the graveyard. I can't get into the graveyard, unfortunately, during the day, because one of the graves I want to pull, I'm going to get told, "Hey, stop that, don't know, I'm going to tell Dampé," and just be interrupted by the rude kid. What is your business? Maybe Dampé allowed me to go grave digging. You don't know. Let me check this in before I leave. Very outside Hyrule Castle. Okay, so we may be at the point where we're going to be getting redundant hints, because I might have checked them all, or a good chunk of them at least. There's only about 9 hints in the pool table for hints specifically, so I might have seen a good chunk of them. I mean, at this point, I have 19 different things written down in my notes, so I got a lot of different hints. So here we play Sun Song, which normally leads to a piece of heart. And by doing this, this will also stun the Re-Dead here, so don't worry about this guy jumping up and trying to grab me. Very convenient. So here we got ourselves a piece of heart. That's in our heart container, but I don't really care. Don't need it. Alright, I guess some magic beans out because we're going to use one of these here in the soft soil patch. And thankfully we don't need any more Skulltulas, so I don't need bugs for this. I would normally check the Skulltula there, but I don't need to get any more. Leave him alone. He's napping. So at this point, let's grab ourselves a slingshot. We'll get ourselves one more check here in Kakariko Village because we just checked Grotto really quick. And we'll be ready to go back to adults for a little while. So let's grab ourselves a slingshot. Oh my gosh, it's the slingshot! I didn't know. Sometimes a spoiler of knowing things ahead of time. Sometimes it's just not a great feeling. Put ourselves some bomb shoes here, and right around this section, use a bomb, explode it around this section, reveal a safe grotto. From here, kill the Redeads! Quick and easy too. When you kill one Redead, it actually goes over to the other one, to mourn the loss of its friend, so we can use that to our advantage. And now this gives us a piece of art. Alright. Not really the most helpful stuff here, but we got ourselves slingshot, that's pretty good. Got ourselves some bottles, got ourselves a bomb shoe. So that's really helpful to have bomb shoes at this point. So that's a lot. I could check bomb shoe bowling at this point if bomb shoes are in logic, but I'm better at this point, I would say, to go to adult Link, because I want to do some stuff as the adult. More you know. So I think with all of that now done, this is a perfect spot to call it a video, because we got a lot of stuff at this point early on. Got a lot of song checks taken care of, and we're set now to at least do some stuff as adult Link, which is really helpful for our sake. So that's really helpful. Unfortunately though, we have 2 elemental arrows, we just can't use them. We can equip them, it's just, we have no bow, so you can't even use it. It's just a blank thing of arrows to this point, a blank quiver. It's useless. But now with those items, I think this is a good stopping point, as now we're ready to go into our second dungeon here, which is the second dungeon in the game. So we'll be doing that in the next episode. So next time on Let's Play Ocarina of Time Randomizer, we'll head into the Dongo's Cavern. Hopefully, if it leads to Morpha, find our hook shot. That'd be really good. Give me hook shot. We need that. But until then, well, this is where we're gonna stop. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.